also has given the support. Department has signed MOU with industries for bioremediation and eco restoration. Department has contributed in the field of marine microbiology and was recognized by DoD of Government India for establishing OSTC in marine microbiology. This has resulted into development of Center of Excellence in Marine Microbiology at Goa NST by MOUs. Department has very good interaction with the institutes present in Goa, like NIO, NCPOR, ICAR, and Field Station NIMR, ICM. This has been clearly indicated by research publications of faculty members coming in association with these institutions. Departments basically focusing on the research and teaching aspects of pertaining to ecosystem of the Goa. Department has contributed its understanding in microbial diversity of vast ecosystem present in Goa and surrounding region. Microorganisms are known as microbial factory. Research at department has shown that microorganism isolated from Goa can be used for economical production of bioplastics, pigments, antimicrobial, etc. Further role of these microbes in marine farming and ecosystem stability needs to be explored. Proteomics and genomics have been used as tools in bioprospecting to understand various physiological phenomena and to identify the novel biomolecules. Microorganisms of importance to human, animal, plant health are always been given priority. Department has contributed in understanding the microbial interaction with other life form and phenomena of biofilm formation and quorum sensing. Research at department has resulted into developing microorganisms as tool for the plant health improvement by disease control and as biofertilizers. Microorganism can be used for restoration of mining reject. Faculty members are involved in developing microorganisms as tool for controlling various environmental and anthropogenic problems such as algal bloom, plastic mining, reject pollution. The department is focusing on so many diverse aspects as well as resulting into lot of output in the terms of students as well as in terms of research publication and interaction with the various institutes and the industries. Today microbiology is the very relevant subject and today's theme also is pertaining to that concentration of our work, what we have done so far. We have requested several resource persons who are working in, who are experts in various technological field of the microbiology, and they have agreed us to contribute to this particular program. Now we have with us today guest of honors, Professor Bernard Rodrigues. Today we do not have our pattern with us because he is busy with other meeting. I'll just briefly introduce these two dignitaries and then we can continue with our further program. Professor H.B. Menon, who is VC of our university, is a pattern for our program. He got his MSc from Cochin University of Science and Technology, PhD from Cochin University of Science and Technology in physical oceanography. He did his postdoctoral work under DAD fellowship at Max Planck Institute of Meteorology and Institute of Oceanography, Germany. He is senior professor in the School of Earth and Ocean Atmospheric Sciences. He was heading as a dean of this school. Now he is become vice chancellor of our university from 3rd September 2021. His experience and expertise will definitely take the institution to great height. He's basically his in terms of research is basically specialized as optical remote sensing of coastal and estuarine water and aerosol sciences. He has developed algorithm like GoodTram and GUC2, played a pivotal role in implementing national projects such as ARFI, Noble, and SATCO. He has brought project of more than 15 projects of amount more than 6 crores. He has guided more than 8 students, and he has published more than 25 publications. Now, I would like to have honor of introducing our guest of honors, Professor B.F. Rodrigues, Department of Botany. He is senior professor in Department of Botany, Goa University. He is heading as a dean of Faculty of Life Science and Environment. He did his PhD in botany from Goa University, and beside his teaching to the PG level, he has interest, research area interest, mycorrhizic research, reclamation of wasteland, and documentation of medicinal plant of Goa state. I would like to just mention one thing here. When I was doing my PhD on ectomycorrhizal research in Delhi University, we used to call him endomycorrhizal man of Goa. We used to remember him like this, and he was already recognized at that time is one of the very much contributor of large number of endomycorrhizal species. Uh, then he has completed more than 10 research projects and contributed more than 120 research papers and edited four books to the scientific fora. So far, Professor Rodrigues has guided 9 PhD students, and he is continuing to guide several PhD students. He is fellow of and a current president of Mycological Society of India. He is vice president of Indian Society of Mycology and Plant Pathology. He got best teacher award in year 2016-17 from Government of Goa. He has also received Professor V.P. Bide Memorial Award, Dr. V. Agni Totu Memorial Award. He is Fellow of Indian Society of Mycology and Plant Pathology, Mycological Society of India, and Indian Mycological Society. We have a eminent personality with us who has contributed to lot of to the microbiological research. So, with this, I welcome you, sir, for giving us opportunity to you with us. Thank you, Judith.
Thank you, Professor Garg, for that comprehensive overview of the department and for introducing our honored guests to us. The Honorable Vice Chancellor of Goa University, Professor Harilal B. Menon, could not be present here due to prior commitments. I request Dr. Bhakti Salgaonkar, Assistant Professor, Department of Microbiology, to convey his message on this occasion.
Good morning, everyone. I'm glad to learn that the Department of Microbiology is organizing a national level webinar on technological advances in applied microbiology during 10th to 12th November 2021. I am delighted that highly merited experts in diverse field of applied microbiology will share their insights on the multifaceted role of microbes. Technological developments in the field of agriculture, environment, engineering, and medicine with applications of microorganisms would be highlighted with major focus on the role of microbes in developing technologies which are environmental friendly. Advanced tools such as proteomics, genomics, and metabolomics would also be explored. I am glad to note that more than 100 participants have registered for the webinar and 18 abstracts of research papers have been shortlisted for oral presentation. I'm sure this webinar will provide great opportunities to the participants and will provide a platform for exchanging ideas and broadening their mindscape. I convey my heartiest congratulations to the Department of Microbiology for organizing this national level webinar and wish the webinar a grand success. I also wish all the speakers and participants a very enriching and enlightening experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bhakti. We are honored to have with us Professor Bernard Rodriguez, the Dean, Faculty of Life Sciences and Environment. I now request Professor Rodriguez to deliver his address.
Yes, thank you. Good morning, everybody. Professor Sandeep Garg, convener. I am head of the Department of Microbiology. Dr. Lakshangi Acharya, the organizing secretary, resource persons, delegates, and student friends. At the outset, let me thank Professor Sandeep Garg for introducing me to the audience and for the kind invitation extended to me to participate in this inaugural program of the 3-day national webinar on technological advances in applied microbiology organized by the Department of Microbiology of the Faculty of Life Sciences and Environment. I deemed it a privilege to address this august gathering. Applied microbiology deals with the study of microorganisms that has applications to solve problems related to public health, the environment, and agriculture. Microorganisms such as they're looked upon as villains, mainly because of their pathogenic and disease-causing nature. The first indication of the use of microorganisms for cereal grain fermentation to produce an alcoholic beverage in China dates to 7000 BC. The Egyptians, who already used yeast to brew beer, began to employ it to make bread. Louis Pasteur is known for his discoveries of the principles of vaccination, microbial fermentation, and pasteurization. In 1928, Alexander Fleming discovered penicillin. This discovery led to the introduction of antibiotics that greatly reduced the number of deaths from infection. Penicillin, the world's first antibiotic, has since saved an estimated 200 million lives. After the Second World War, the developing knowledge of microbial genetics stimulated the emergence of microorganisms-based industrial processes, triggering modern technological microbiology. In fact, the actual technological microbiology is considered to have begun in the 1980s after the US patent of Pseudomonas bifida variant, the superbug or the oil-eating bacteria was granted to Ananda Chakravarti. This contributed to a revolution in biotechnology that resulted in the issuance of thousands of patents, the founding of hundreds of new companies, and development of thousands of bioengineering and food plants. Microbiology, of course, applied microbiology has different branches such as medical microbiology, pharmaceutical microbiology, industrial microbiology, then food microbiology, agricultural microbiology, plant microbiology and pathology, soil microbiology, veterinary microbiology, environmental microbiology, water microbiology, area microbiology, and so on. And each of these areas have information and have application. The marine microbes are important to life, as it is believed that life began in the oceans. These unique metabolisms allow them to carry out many steps of the biogeochemical cycles which are necessary for life to continue on this planet. which other organisms are unable to complete. In fact, the photosynthetic marine organisms are responsible for evolution of all other life forms. Although a great quantum of research on the biogeography of marine organisms have been carried out, much work is needed to illustrate and understand their complexity. Beneficial microbial symbiosis have enabled many invertebrate species to take advantage of habitats that would otherwise be undesirable to them. This includes prevention of biofouling and for keeping away the predators due to the production of bioactive compounds produced by the microbes. Due to human interference, the climate change will inevitably impact marine microbial communities. However, it is difficult to pinpoint the exact nature of these impacts. Microbes have immense biotechnological applications, including the manufacture of industrial products and energy production. They are sources of novel bioactive compounds that may have applications in pharmaceuticals besides ameliorating environmental degradation. Microorganisms play a very important role in every ecological community by serving both as producers and as decomposers. Although plants are the most common primary producers, autotrophic photosynthetic microbes such as the cyanobacteria and algae can harness light energy to generate organic matter. Soil microbes are essential for decomposing organic matter and recycling plant litter and debris and incorporate it into the soil, which increases the soil's organic content, improves soil structure, and helps the plants to thrive. Some soil bacteria and fungi form relationship with plant roots that provide important nutrients like phosphorus. Here I am referring to the mycorrhiza which I've been working over the last 2.5 decades. Microorganisms are useful as biopesticides to control infestation of pests, insects, etc. Microbes assist in green biotechnology as they can fix atmospheric nitrogen, decompose organic waste and residues, detoxify soil invaded with chemicals, suppress plant diseases and soil-borne pathogens, enhance nutrient cycling, and produce active compounds such as vitamins, hormones, and enzymes that stimulate plant growth. Some of the beneficial microorganisms in agriculture include Rhizobia, the mycorrhizae, Azospirillum, Azotobacter, Bacillus, Pseudomonas, Trichoderma, and several others. Rhizobium, which is present in the the root nodules of leguminous plants, help in nitrogen fixation, which is later stored in plant tissues as plant nutrient and thus enhances the growth of the crops. Due to their diverse metabolic potentials and established manipulation techniques, microbes are considered to be excellent materials for biotechnology. Pure cultures of microbes are exploited in industrial processes to produce alcohol, organic acids, and polymer materials. Microbes are used in many large-scale industrial processes. They produce chemicals such as ethanol, which is used as a fuel, solvent, and for many other purposes, as well as glycerol, a common metabolite in food and medicine, and a number of other chemicals. Humans have been exploiting microbes for food production for centuries. Lactic acid bacteria are used to produce cheese, yogurt, etc. The budding yeast Saccharomyces is used to make bread, wine, beer, etc. So microorganisms can improve crop nutrition and the ability of crops to resist biotic and abiotic stresses. Thus, greater utilization of microorganisms in agricultural system has the potential to allow reductions in the use of inorganic fertilizers, water, herbicides and pesticides, and thus they greatly contribute towards maintaining the sustainability of the environment. Besides, microorganisms in sewage treatment plants, they carry out the denitrification process, that is conversion of nitrate in the wastewater to nitrogen gas. And as a result, this would allow, this would avoid the, the, the production of blooms that foul lakes, rivers, and streams with high nitrate content. The bacterium Bacillus thuringiensis, also known as Bt, produces a toxin that is specific to certain types of insects, many of which are pests encountered by the gardeners and farmers. And this toxin is very effective in killing the target insect uh, and has been used as insecticide for years. Then we have the extremophiles, including the thermophilic, halophilic, methanogenic, and psychrophilic extremophiles that live in extreme environment under high pressure and temperature. The extremoenzymes have an economical potential application in PCR. For example, the Taq polymerase isolated from the bacteria Thermus aquaticus that has made the process of PCR possible. Other applications are in the areas of biofuel generation, agriculture, food, beverage, pharmaceutical, detergent, textile, leather, pulp and paper, and biomining industries. Biofuel production through utilization of various methanogenic and thermophilic strains of bacteria. Uh, these extremophils in large quantities are able to take various substances such as sugars, cellulase, and various waste products to produce methanol, butanol, and biodiesel. As butanol in high percentages would normally inhibit the growth and function of the biological organisms. Therefore, some thermophilic strains have been engineered to tolerate butanol even at high concentrations. Another important development in this area is the development of extremophile strains of algae, which can be used for the production of diesel. And scientists are working in this direction, and we are optimistic that to find an efficient and sustainable solution soon. A technique of biomining has been developed using extremophiles. Also known as bioleaching, the process involves the use of acidophiles in the removal of insoluble sulfides and oxides from the various metals as they are mined from the earth, and is much safer and an environmentally friendly method. Besides, it yields more amount of metal. So far, gold, silver, copper, zinc, nickel, and uranium has been mined successfully by using this process. So the normal process of heap leaching involves mixing mined metals with highly volatile chemicals like cyanide. Besides heap leaching, there is a possibility of runoff and spills that would poison the environment as it slips into the ground. The National Education Policy 2020 is the right step in this direction. Innovative approaches in research, education, and training are critical for moving a way forward. Formulation of skill-based courses in teaching curriculum will soon be a reality. Modern research should also use new tools including genomics, metabolomics, and the education and training in microbiology needs to be multidisciplinary. Exposure of students to internship, enhanced training through industrial collaboration is necessary. So to conclude, let me congratulate Professor Sandeep Garg and his colleagues for meticulously planning such an important webinar with expert resource persons in their own areas of expertise. I'm sure that it will be a feast of knowledge for the participants and especially for the students. I'm sure that there will be fruitful deliberations during the course of the webinar, and the recommendations arising from it would immensely benefit. I wish the webinar all success. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you, Professor Rodriguez, for enlightening us on the varied applications of microbes as well as the relevance of microbiology to other fields like botany and biotechnology. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome our distinguished speaker to this inaugural function, Dr. Vineet Kumar from the Atal Center for Ocean Science and Technology for Islands at Andaman and Nicobar Islands will be delivering the keynote address a little later in the session. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you, madam.
Dr. Lakshangi Charya, Assistant Professor, Department of Microbiology and Organizing Secretary of this webinar, will now introduce the webinar to all present here. Over to you, Dr. Lakshangi.
Thank you, Dr. Judith. A very good morning to all. With due respect to the dignitaries and the guests of today's function, I, Dr. Lakshangi Charya, Assistant Professor at the Department of Microbiology and Organizing Secretary of this national webinar, would once again like to welcome you all on this virtual platform. In the present day, microbiology has become very important and equally exciting. Recent powerful technologies, including rapid DNA sequencing, genomics, transcriptomics, proteomics, nanotechnology, novel imaging techniques, biosensors, and bioinformatics that speeds up the handling of vast data have helped scientists to explore the areas that once were thought unapproachable. Microbiology essentially began with the development of the microscope. In mid-17th century, the mere hobby of Antony van Leeuwenhoek of lens grinding and making microscopes emerged as the beginning of microbiology. Thereafter, microscopic world became visible, revealing a new world filled with animalcules, or now better known as microorganisms. Various scholars, namely Francesco Redi, John Needham, Lazzaro Spallanzani, Franz Schulz, Theodor Schwann, Joseph Lister, Louis Pasteur, Ferdinand Kohn, Robert Koch, and their students securely laid the foundation of microbiology during the period from about 1880 to 1900. They elaborated an extensive arsenal of techniques and laboratory procedures for revealing the ubiquity, diversity, and abilities of microbes. Period after 1940 has proven to be very productive in microbiology, as many disease-causing microbes were identified and also methods to control them were developed. Microorganisms and their activities have been efficiently utilized in industry to generate valuable products that are now both vital and used routinely. Microbes can be easily handled and thus provide means to study the complex processes of life, especially for studies in genetics, biochemistry, and metabolism at the molecular level. Advances in microbiology are largely driven by improvements in technology. The broad categories of applied microbiology, such as soil microbiology, water microbiology, food microbiology, medical microbiology, plant pathology, and industrial microbiology, are thoroughly researched into to harness the knowledge for the production of human beneficial products such as enzymes, vaccines, therapeutically important biomolecules, biotechnological engineered products, probiotics, and arrays of fermentation products. Microbiological research is changing rapidly with the advancement in instrumentation. The events such as the emergence of global outbreaks of diseases, threats to bioterrorism, increasing development of antibiotic resistance, and outbreaks of foodborne diseases have made it necessary to integrate the research of basic and applied microbiology. Genetic engineering ensures that the fields of basic and applied microbiology overlap. Microbial research is taking advantage of the technological advancement to inquire into from microbial ecology, evolution to genomics and the engineering of designer microbes for the benefit of mankind. Current technologies have provided us with new insight into entire communities and biomes and promise to unravel many secrets of the microbial world. To make exponential progress, microbiology must reach across disciplines to integrate the expertise of scientists in other fields. In the past 300 years, we have gone from vine fermentation to golden rice. We have gone from production of penicillin against Staphylococcus aureus to Covaxin and Covishield production against coronavirus. We have gone from observing mixed species in a drop of pond water to sequencing all species in a sample of seawater. In the process, we have just discovered perhaps 1% of all bacteria and possibly an even lower percentage of other microbial forms such as fungi and viruses. Microbiology has come a long way and has a longer way to go. We are fortunate to get an opportunity to organize this national webinar that would go on for 3 days. Through this national webinar, we welcome various researchers in microbiology from all parts of India to share their research findings through this platform and contribute to advances in microbiological techniques for applied microbiology. To encourage good interaction between the delegates and participants, we have accommodated 6 sessions with broad themes on microbes in green technology, microbes in agricultural and veterinary sciences, microbes in extreme environments, and genomic and proteomic characterization of microbes. We are privileged to have 7 resource persons who readily agreed to deliver their deep knowledge and expertise in the diverse areas of applied microbiology and advanced technologies. To encourage the budding scientists, we have allotted 2 sessions for oral presentations so that these participants get an opportunity to present their research work and put forth their ideas on the topic. There are total 18 oral presentations that will be judged by 3 experts, and top 3 presentations will be awarded. On this platform, we are looking forward to encourage fruitful and healthy interactions leading to research and academic collaborations in near future for development of novel technologies and expansion of knowledge and research in applied microbiology. A formal vote of thanks would follow, but I personally would like to thank my co-teachers who have been instrumental in organization of this national webinar. Before I conclude, I would like to remind you all, and especially our reporters, to strictly stick to our time schedule and not to let any session to overrun. We sincerely hope you all will enjoy today and the next 2 days to come. Welcome and thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Lakshangi. I now request Dr. Milind Naik, Assistant Professor, Department of Microbiology, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good morning, everyone. On the behalf of Microbiology Department, I would like to thank the Honorable Vice Chancellor, Goa University, Professor Harilal B. Menon, for his ready support at all times and today for consenting to grace this inaugural function of the national webinar. Thank you very much, sir, for your very stimulating and thought-provoking inaugural address. I extend my sincere thanks to our guest of honor, Professor Bernard Rodriguez, Dean, Faculty of Life Sciences and Environment, Goa University, for his support and for sparing valuable time from his busy schedule to grace the occasion. I would like to take this opportunity to express our hearty thanks to the Registrar, Goa University, Professor Vishnu Nadkarni, for unstinting support and guidance he had extended to us. I also thank our former officiating registrar, Professor Radhika Nayak, for her support. I express my gratitude to Professor Sandeep Garg, convener and head, Microbiology Department, for his support and guidance in helping us through this maze of webinar preparations. Thank you, sir. Special thanks to our organizing secretary, Dr. Lakshangi Charya, for leading our team. An event of this dimension can't happen overnight and needs meticulous planning and execution and an eye of detail. The preparatory work for this webinar has been possible because of the teamwork displayed by my young and dynamic colleagues, Dr. Bhakti Salgaonkar, Dr. Trupti Asolkar, Dr. Lata Gawade, and Ms. Judith Naranna. Our most sincere thanks to all the invited guest speakers for consenting to share their expertise. Also, all the participants for their overwhelming response and for being virtually present for the inaugural program of this webinar. We place on record our thanks to the team of Directorate of Digital Learning and Initiative for live streaming of this event. We also thank Computer Section and Engineering Department, Goa University. We thank Goa University for administrative and financial support. We are grateful to our research scholars and MSc students who have very proficiently and enthusiastically discharged all the responsibilities assigned to them. Our sincere thanks to our MSc student, Ms. Uma Naik, for vibrant invocation song. Thanks are due to our non-teaching staff who have willingly done their bit in helping us with the technical arrangement for today. Thank you one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Milind. We end this inaugural function with the national anthem. We will take a short break now and kindly join back at 11:15 sharp. Thank you.